Geography of Rome, Section 1. What do you need to know in this section? When you're finished, you'll be able to identify key geographical features that help define Rome and who the Romans were. You'll be able to compare and contrast the geography of Greece and Rome in geographical terms and its impact on the two civilizations, building on what we dealt with in the Greek unit. Rome was founded on the Italian peninsula, and it's on the Mediterranean Sea. The boot-shaped peninsula, there are two mountain ranges that dominate the Roman Empire. The Alps in the north, they're a barrier that isolates the peninsula from outsiders. Apennines. These are mountains that run from the northwest to southeast along the peninsula. They're not as high as the Alps, and much of the Apennines are volcanic, whether they're extinct or active volcanoes, and that has some implications. There are three islands that have become part of the Roman Empire: Corsica to the north, Sardinia, and finally Sicily. Sicily is the most important of those three islands and is going to be a key component in Italian and Roman history. Why? It's vital to control the Mediterranean Sea. If you look at the Mediterranean, Sicily divides the Mediterranean into the eastern and the western end. And in order to control the Mediterranean, you have to control Sicily. That is going to become a big part of Rome's history. Rome was built on the Tiber River. The Tiber provided water and drainage as Rome became one of the most populous cities in history. We've looked at land use before. It's built around rich farmland in spite of the mountains. So orange land is the grain farming land. So when you look at that compared to Greece, there's an awful lot more orange on the map of Italy because the soil is much better, and that has big implications. Where the Greeks were hunters and gatherers, and they had small populations, the Italian city-states, they're isolated a bit by the mountains, but there's plenty of food. So their populations are larger. Their job is as a farmer. And if you'll remember back to the city-state A and B, if you were city-state A, Athens, you relied on the sea. If you were city-state B, you relied on conquest to go ahead and take the farmlands in the western part of the Peloponnese. So with the Romans, there's plenty of food, but that also means there's a large supply of farmers to become soldiers. And that becomes a big piece of Roman history. So again, how does it affect Rome? Farming is the main occupation. The isolation from the mountains lead to city-states that develop with their own identities similar to Greece. They would be united under Rome's dominance. The abundance of food leads to bigger populations than in Greece. And Rome is a civilization built around the sea. And so we're going to deal later with the economics in Rome, but you're going to see some things that really shape the Roman Empire, and it all ties to the Mediterranean, even though these people are farmers, not fishermen and natural traders. So in summary, civilizations built around the sea. Mountains isolate the city-states of Italy, much like Greece, and the city-states develop early in their history. The volcanic soil in much of the Apennine Mountains area results in rich farmland, which allows large and growing populations. Sicily is the most important island. So that's what you have to take away from this particular piece.